Ooh, hello, hello, hello. All right, let me share my link. Happy Tuesday, lovies. Oh, I am exhausted. Okay, sharing on Twitter. Let's talk about the show. Click the link. All right. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kimray. You're watching Kimray Music TV, and I'm here to talk about Queen Sugar from tonight's episode. If you are new here, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment your thoughts down below as we move through the review. If you are new here, please share this review with a friend. If you're watching, it's probably because you watch these shows, and you're probably not the only one in your friend group that watches these shows. So feel free to share so that we can get on here and have a full out conversation about the goings on of this show. Okay, I'm going to wait a little bit because I just tweeted it and I do want to share the link with my friend. Are you going to be around? What about your friend? I finally met someone who watches the show, and I'm like, oh, you got to be in on the conversation. You got to join. Because what I'm realizing more and more as I get older, like a lot of my friends don't be watching or into the same stuff that I be into. I'd be like, you ain't here? You ain't know? What happened? How didn't you know? Okay, we got a new follower. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get started because I am tired. I am tired. Okay, let me go live on Instagram too because it looks like we might have some potential new people. Oh, I was gonna go live. See, I'm doing way too many things. Way too many things. We got you anymore. Okay. I'm going live to discuss the show. Comment your thoughts. I'm not gonna be live on YouTube for a long time. I mean, not YouTube. Live on I'm not gonna be live on Instagram for a long time, but I am going live on both just because people on Instagram be like, I didn't even know you was live on YouTube, and I just don't know how. If you're subscribed, you should have the notifications, but if it's not working, let me know that too. Okay, so I got my notes, and we're gonna discuss tonight's show. So Vi, we know that Vi has been sneaking around, and we don't know who she with, who she going to go see, or who this woman is, or what is the relevance. We don't know, right? We just know it's Penny Proud's mom, and we don't understand like why she's going over there. So she's packing this box in her restaurant. She's grabbing money out the register and putting it in the box. And Hollywood is over in the cut watching, like, my wife is up to something. I don't know what's going down, but I'm about to find out. Let me back up some because I skipped Prosper's welcome home party. They have a welcome home party. Prosper's out the hospital. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. But we see that the dynamic that Prosper has with the Borderlands, Billy's having some internal issues. She's realizing like he's so open with them, he's so close with them, and she's just so not, right? A lot of times, like, we don't realize that we are a product of our experiences and the things that we've gone through, whether good or bad. They make us who we are, and they can either help or hinder a relationship for years on end. And I think that's what Billy is realizing, and that's what we learn as the episode goes off, that because of this thing going on with Billy and the Borderlands and Papa Borderland and Nova and her dad, and Prosper, it's a lot of anguish up in that, and that's why Billy acting the fool the way that she acted, right? Okay. So we fast forward back to the restaurant. Vi's packing this box. Hollywood see her in the cut. Okay. And I'm like, okay, Hollywood is hip to the game. He knows something is going on. So you might as well fess up now. But I still want to know, like, who is the girl? Because y'all know how Queen Sugar do. They like to keep our blood boiling. So let me see. Let me scoot this over so I can see y'all. All right. So Ralph Angel invites Billy down to the little city hall thing because he feel like, oh, she good people, we could just trust her. And Nova and Charlie like, you need to watch. You need to watch her. See, she might seem cool and nice, but you need to watch her. I just think it's funny that all these people got all this hate and anguish towards Billy because of whatever she did in the past. But Nova just wrote that tell-all book last season. If we're keeping it real and keeping it G, Nova just wrote that book last season, and we just so forgiving, right? Okay. I just think if we're gonna be about forgiveness, and that be my thing too. If we're gonna be about forgiveness, it needs to be like for everybody, not just pick and choose. Okay. All right, so Hollywood, since he caught Vi up outside, he helps Vi bring the food up to the motel, right? And he really clicks with Gabriel. And so at the end of the episode, I'm hopping around a little bit, but at the end of the episode, I see a little glimmer in Vi's eye, and I was like, now I know you're not about to get pregnant for this man. And are you gonna adopt? Like, is something gonna happen with the mom, and then you gonna end up taking the child in? I don't know, but you had to know that because Blue was transitioning out and he was growing up. Because see, Blue probably somewhere right now getting a deep voice and going through puberty and stuff, so he had to kind of phase on out. But they got a new kid on there, and I'm just like, all right, is he gonna take Blue's play? I don't know how I feel about it. Gabriel's cute. He is cute. He's a cute little boy. But don't y'all be trying to kick Blue off the show. Okay. All right. So Hollywood goes over there, they click and everything, and Paula Parker, she's a little apprehensive at first, but Vi is like, this is my husband. And they seem cool. Charlie, I feel, is so busy with her agenda of like getting back with Micah. And I'm not gonna hold her, right? She is this mom that's learning how to accept that her once like son who needed her for everything is now grown and like needs to spread his wings and make his own decisions and live his own life. So she's trying to navigate that, but then also still trying to know like when she should be there, right? So when he's walking down the street just drinking a beer and she can't even gauge that something ain't right with her son over the phone, I'm like, okay, it's one of two things. Like either you're so caught up with Davis that you don't even notice there's something going on with your son, or you are purposely trying to stay out of whatever's going on with him. I don't really know, but I'm worried about Micah because we can go on and hop on to his part. He ends up having a panic attack at school when the security guard runs by. Like he grabbing his heart. It's a whole ordeal. It's a whole thing. And I'm like, like, what is going on with Micah? Like, granted, this stuff did happen a while ago for him when it happened with the cop, but it was like pretty doggone detrimental. Remember, he was like so scared, like super scared. And it was like life threatening. So it was a huge deal when it happened to him. He's now seen it happen. He knows like the whole thing with his uncle, Ralph Angel. He's now seen it happen to Prosper. He's seen this thing with George Floyd, like all over the news, like still protesting. Like, so to my understanding, like Micah need to get some therapy. And I just don't know if it's his parents that need to like push him towards doing that, if the real spot is going to be what he needs, because ain't no, like, he's very much a blind spot right now. And I'm like, how y'all just don't notice? Like, everybody just got so much going on that y'all don't notice what's going on with him. Like, even when he asks, like, oh, I want some of that yak at the doggone real spot, I'm like, how, like, why, how were y'all not able to see right there? Like, okay, what's up, young blood? Like, let it out, you know? I guess one thing at a time. So yeah. Charlie and Davis, they're so caught up because they're discussing this dinner that they are going to have where she about to tell the whole family, we officially back together. See, I thought she was just going to walk through with them. But apparently she kind of coached everybody and let them know ahead of time, like, yes, I'm going to be bringing Davis for dinner. We are back together. Be on your best behavior. But I guess I was waiting for the, well, when did this happen? How did this happen to come out? But it did not. Let me tell you, she walked Davis in that house, and it was like, first of all, nobody had no mask on, like everybody full, ready for dinner, like everybody's at Aunt Vi's house, and they're kind of talking about him before he comes in the room, like. Darla's asking what he was like before. Everybody's like genuinely happy. And that was throwing me for a loop. I'm like, I just know Aunt Vi and Nova gonna have something to say. So when he walked through, he walked in with Micah because I thought, see, Micah wasn't gonna make it, and then he was gonna be somewhere drunk in the car. But I guess that would have been, that would have jogged the storyline along too quickly. Okay, so so no, that's not what happened. He walked in just fine with his dad, had the flowers. Y'all, I was so nervous in this part because I'm like, I just know they're gonna say something to this man because you got to think about it, okay? Charlie was the puppeteer. Like, yes, he had the talent, yes, he had the looks, yes, he had the height and stuff, but she was like controlling like his whole image and making sure they look good and making sure they look like the perfect family and doing all the business stuff and putting him out there, like doing the whole thing, the whole public affairs thing. And so for this man to cheat multiple times, have a whole child on her, like, and then her to find out the way she did. Remember when she walked on the basketball court and just slapped him in the first seat? Like that whole thing, like, sure, in the grand scheme of things, like it has been a while ago. I mean, it's 6 years ago if we're technically looking at it, right? But a lot of questions I would need answered that exist outside of my feelings. Okay. I understand like how I feel, and we could talk about that in just a minute. But let's talk about like the cold realities of where is the woman that you cheated with? Are you still currently in contact with her? Is this true and in fact your child? Because just last year you had her in my house. And is this your child? Okay, so what is that like? What is that schedule like? Are you still involved with the mom? Like, I need to know because I need to be able to gauge like how comfortable I'm gonna be with this. Like the love cannot distort the brain. And that's what that's the thing right there. Okay. Charlie is so like, I feel like she just giving it all so quickly, like, oh yeah, second chances, and this is our second chance at love, and like, I'm just so proud of you, like just laying it on thick. And I'm just like, be in love, please be in love, be happy. But we can't just walk up in here and just be marveled by him having these tears. Of course he got tears. Look at you. You are a catch. You are good enough. You are worth it. You are all the things, and you were all the things before he even dipped out. So I think like, and I don't know if I'm talking about Charlie or I'm talking to you out there, but I just feel like she just is like falling on every word that he says, and every little problem she just taking it under her wing, and she's just like, any problem that we face, like we're gonna face it together, and we're gonna handle it like it's nothing. And I'm just like, girl, I need you to think with your brain, because you have not mentioned nothing about the other woman, nothing about the trust issues of him falling out, nothing about the other child, because the other child was like barely 12 or 13. So it's just like there are questions that need to be answered. And if y'all didn't write it in the show and it's just supposed to be implied, well, then my bad. But y'all know what I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, at the family dinner, he sits down, and Aunt Vi actually doesn't say much of anything. This eye looks weird. She doesn't say much of anything. She kind of is just like warm, receptive to him, but doesn't say too much. But every time she speaks, I get nervous because I'm like, she about to pop off, she about to say something. But she doesn't say anything rude. Davis, when he sits down, is like he want to apologize to the family. And I was I was just like, bro, you are making it so hard. If you mess up, you are making it so hard. And there's so many things that have not been done yet. Y'all haven't came out to the public. Okay. Yo fans don't know and haters. Because that's the thing. When you in love, you be thinking, oh, everybody on your side, everybody on your team. No. And then y'all celebrities, public figures too. Y'all ain't told nobody. You ain't got arrangements made. You talking about seeing each other on the weekends. Like, it's just giving very high school puppy love. And I know we're excited and I know we're in quarantine. And that was the thing about quarantine. You were just with your person and caught up in your situation. And that was it. Like everything else, like, didn't make sense to you or didn't really matter because you were just existing within your four walls, right? So I'm worried about Charlie. He says his apology seems heartfelt for the moment, of course. They haven't posted nothing. Nobody else knows but the family, but the people in St. Joe. Anyway, so yeah, Hollywood does this great prayer. I mean, he prayed a good prayer over that food. Okay, the real spot. Ralph Angel brings this friend named Theo. And I was like, Theo looked like Bad News Bears. I didn't want to judge him at first, but Hollywood was giving him the side eye, and he was like acting secretive, mysterious type. And I was just like, where you been keeping Theo at, Ralph Angel? Where you been keeping him at, though? Where you been keeping him at? So they kind of sit down and we kind of get like this battle of the sexes moment, right? Like you get the ladies having their ladies' night, and then you get the men at the real spot, and it kind of like jumps back and forth between the conversations. You see that the women have no problem opening up and getting right to talking, but the men, like, they kind of have to be, have the drinks flowing, got the music going, they laughing, like the bravado is like very like up, right? And so it takes them a minute to kind of like settle in and kind of get in touch with their feelings. So Hollywood starts talking about his mom and this like racist experience that she had, and you can tell that it's touching everybody. The part for me about Queen Sugar is that sometimes I don't like that every white person on here ends up being racist. Like I really don't like that because I don't feel like it's realistic. So that part be kind of hard for me to watch, but yeah. So yeah, they start talking about that, and the other men don't really get to open up. But on the other side, Darla is saying that she feels like she has her second chance, but she really feels like something bad is gonna happen. And the thing about it is, Darla, we all feel that way about this show. Okay, Instagram, I'm away. Goodbye. You guys hop on YouTube. Let's talk about it on YouTube. Hold on, y'all, because it asked me to post it. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Tired, 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 tired. Queen Sugar, season 6, episode 1, review. Go to YouTube for the rest of the review. Okay. Trying to remember what I was even saying, child. I'm sleepwalking. What? Let me get off Shade Room. Okay. So I don't even remember where I was at. Oh, is it the Theo dude? Okay, yeah. So Theo's talking to Ralph Angel about. He says, you seem a little down, you seem a little stressed. Ralph Angel's like, yes, I ain't got no cash, I ain't got no cheddar, I ain't got no funds. Like, what can you do to help me out, dog? And so he's like, oh, I got this job. I got these jobs where, we just take this computer equipment off of Landry Enterprises. Don't nobody even miss it. It's all good. You can rack up cash. All you got to do is drive the car. And I'm like, Ralph Angel, all that intuition that Darla's having that's breeding on the inside of that child, when Vi is telling her, oh, don't think like that. That's the problem with us. We can never like fully tap into our joy. And she's right. Two things can be true. Okay. We don't fully tap into our joy. We do always think something bad is going to happen, but she ain't wrong this time. She must have tiptoed into that writer's room because she ain't wrong this time. Okay. So Ralph Angel is looking like he ready to risk it all. The whole family name. He ain't told nobody that he late on the bills and they need help. He telling Darla like, don't worry about it. She got a doula that came to the house. The doula's like, okay, you need a midwife and a doula. And I was like, is that two separate checks? You better have Aunt Vi deliver that baby. So, they're super stressed because they're trying to figure out how to pay for things. But to me, it's kind of like, if you would just speak up to your sisters, as much as it would hurt your pride and your ego, y'all wouldn't be in this situation though. Because if you think about it, while the land was left to you, that is family land. So they all gonna do what needs to be done to save the land. But you gonna speak up so late, it's gonna get taken. It be that bravado for me. That's what they need to talk about at the real spot. That's the type of things they need to be discussing. And it's gonna take so long to uncover that because men are just not used to having these conversations. It's so mind-boggling. It is. Because somewhere along the line, somebody decided gender roles was fine to be teaching boys and girls. And all up until now, we are realizing as a collective, we didn't mess some people up because you don't hand it almost reminds me of Ants, the movie. They handed the man a hammer and the woman a baby, right? Man, hammer, woman, baby. I think it was something like that, right? But it just kind of shows you like, you work with your hands, you go work with your hands, and you, the woman, take care of the kids and you cook. And I'm just like, that is so dated, bro. Like, you have to be multifaceted. You have to understand that not just women should be sitting around talking about feelings. Men need to know how to do that too, because then they need to know how to process their feelings. Because then if they don't have any emotional intelligence, they're not going to be good in these relationships or in these marriages. And y'all just completely skipping over that lesson because you feel like for some reason, it devalues the man or demasculate. Don't get me on the soapbox. Okay. Don't get me on the soapbox. Okay. I think we're down to the last little secret. Let me see. Okay. So we've been trying to figure out what this accident was between Billy and Nova, right? I'm thinking like, did y'all kill somebody together? Because it is real secretive. And I'm like, why is it so secretive? We really trying to find out what occurred between the two. Okay. Nova comes, well, wait. So first in their little girls' night thing, Nova is saying like, she don't, Darla says Ralph Angel always spoke highly of Billy, like she was almost another sister. And I was kind of like thinking, oh, they about to say Billy and Ralph Angel hooked up and it was a whole big fiasco because Darla be so green sometimes, so I'm just like, okay, please don't let it be that. But it wasn't that. And so Vi ends up saying like, she slept with Jimmy Dale. So then, but I'm like, wait, the 18-year-old? The 18-year-old? And this that part for me. So you saying the 18-year-old girl, the 18-year-old neighbor slept with your 30-something-year-old husband? And it just was all on her. So even when she was like, Jimmy Dale wasn't the worst, he wasn't the best person, but I wouldn't put that past him. But her, and I'm just like, girl, but she was 18. And do you really think with what she was dealing with, So I kind of was like side-eyeing that. And then somebody had tweeted, was like, watch, we gonna end up feeling bad for Billy because we gonna find out like the real tea. And in the next scene, Nova goes to bring some food over to Prosper. Billy sitting outside on the patio with the mosquitoes and June bugs and everything, because I know it's mosquitoes out there. Okay. And she's like, you acting childish, just not speaking and stuff. We might as well get it out in the open. What ends up coming out is that Nova was mad at Billy because Billy outed her to her dad, and that affected their relationship like till the day he died, right? Because she made it seem like she said something like she was worried about her soul because she liked women, knowing. Did she say because they were best friends or because they had messed around? I don't know, but either way, it was like you knew my secret, you outed me, and then you made it seem like you weren't in it. So I think they were involved, right? And so Nova was just like, there's a lot of hurt when you out a person who is not ready to be outed, who gets outed and they're not in a safe space, because y'all know how the Black community is. Y'all know how the Black community has been. All right. So back in that day, he probably really wasn't that receptive because he was reaching back to the Black church and it was like this whole thing. Right. So, Nova's crying. She's just like, that hurt me. And Billy can barely remember it. And that be what I be saying. We be having these issues with people and we hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it, and it be years, and you be having this issue with this person, and that person be walking around, either they done forgot what issue you got, they done downsized it to mean nothing because they like, it clearly can't be that big of a thing because I can't even remember it. So now when you're ready to hash it out and really talk about it, they don't even remember it the same way that you do. They have a different hurt associated with it. You weren't even paying attention to their perspective because you were so focused on yours and how you were hurt. So that's why it's just not safe to hold on to stuff for years and years and years and years and years and years. If you can help it, you should say something off top, or even if you need like a week or something to like calm down, come to terms, like you should still communicate that. Like, I'm not fully understanding like where I'm at. I feel very conflicted between all these things. Like, the end goal is to forgive you. I want to get there, but also like a lot of this stuff hurt me and I don't really know how to navigate it. I know that takes maturity, but it should be the goal. It should be the goal. All these people who just disappear for no reason and you ain't heard nothing, you ain't said nothing. That to me, I just don't understand. I don't understand. I was getting very frustrated with them tonight when they would be talking and then the person would just walk off. That it's probably my pet peeve because I really don't understand. Like, if you're having a conversation, why you walk off? It's so weird. Anyway, let me calm down. So yeah, so they're on the patio and that comes out. So then in retaliation to that, Billy says, well, it's just like the Jimmy Dale thing. Like, you're supposed to be my best friend, but you were not there. You weren't there for me. And so I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what was she not there for her for? She starts talking about Jimmy Dale. And basically, Jimmy Dale was going around saying that he had this girl and she was 18 and nobody believed her. They all believed him. And instead of backing her up and realizing this is my best friend, like, it truly hurt her and it had her wanting to get out of town, drove a wedge between her and her father. And the only person she felt was receptive to her and warm to her and didn't judge her in the time was Papa Bordelon. So she happened to go speak to him, talk to him, and was able to calm down, but not before she added a little salt to the fire and said some cold-blooded stuff about Nova that wasn't even true. Was it right? No, but that's what she was saying. They were 18, they were kids. I just don't. I really love this show because I feel like all these things that happen, they're relevant to the Black experience. They're relevant to a lot of people of color's experience. But it's just crazy to me that we have not seen ourselves in the mirror by now and fully configured a way around it. Like, it just kind of be mind-boggling when you see it play out on TV and you just be like, wow, I have so many situations like that in my life and I could do better, but I've just chosen not to. Like, am I the only one? Are we all like that? I don't know. But that was tonight's episode. Micah's panic attack. I really hope that he gets the things that he needs. Like, somebody needs to see him. They need to see him. Vi did check Hollywood and kind of let him know, like, You talking about me helping other people and being all in other people's business, but what you call the real side? Because it ain't you being in your own business. You want to sit around. You got to have people to tell their business to help out with. So it ain't just me, okay? I said, well, you better tell him, girl. And then he walked off, or she walked off. I can't stand the walk offs. Anyway, that was tonight's show. I'm Cameron. This is Cameron Music TV. Make sure you guys do the right thing and like the video. Subscribe to my channel and comment your thoughts on tonight's show down below. It is 9:05 and I can barely keep my eyes open, but I need to sweep and mop and I got things to do, so I need to keep moving. Keep moving. If you did not see my Genie My video, please go watch it. I was live this morning after the gym and I just had to discuss, honey. I had to discuss her getting pregnant and how I felt about that. How I felt about that. That. Oh my gosh. Not as she was, not Nicole Richie hair catching on fire. Okay, y'all. I'm out.